Alright, now I want to show you some more advanced ways to actually compose a tweet and how the actual tweet breaks down. So in the previous video I showed you how to tweet and how to use a hashtag and how to use the @mention to pull up another Twitter account and mention it in your posts. But now I want to show you how to actually use the add photo and how to add a link to your Twitter account, to your Twitter post. So we're here at the PAFP account and we're actually going to create a new tweet. And you have 140 characters starting off with, and you have a couple of things here that you can add to it. So you have add photo and you have add a location. And this really depends upon what your account settings are turned on for. If you want to turn locations on, this is actually really helpful to do, because then you can say that you're tweeting from a certain place. Is it really necessary? Personally, it's not really necessary that I have found. People are looking more for the content of your tweet, not so much your location. Plus, it's also a privacy issue. If you are tweeting from your own personal Twitter account, not like a business one, and you're tweeting from on vacation, and your location says that you are on vacation, that you're not in the area, that kind of opens it up for people who are on Twitter and trolling around, and they say, oh, you're on vacation, no one's at home. So as you can believe, that leads to one thing to another. So one thing that I would say is leave turn notifications for locations off. Just keep it off. People just want to see what's going on in this area right here. So you can actually start writing a tweet. We love to read. Now I'm going to use the @ symbol to call out an account. And I can't remember it off the top of my head, so I remember the actual handle itself. There we go. We love to read Kaiser Health News. And as you can see, it's KHN News. So it's KH News. And if you happen to forget a Twitter account name, you can kind of approximate it by typing in what you think it is. So the longer that you keep using Twitter, you'll become more aware of the different names that people are using. So we're going to mention them in this post so that they see this when we tweet this. It'll actually come up in their @connect here, and it'll say that PAFP had actually mentioned them. So right now we have got a few one string of text with a Twitter account mentioned in here by Blue. Now, if you want to share their website, open another tab, open up another window, whatever, and go to a website, maybe find an article that you like, and you can then copy and paste it into here. So as you can see, we copied and pasted the KaiserHealthNews.org URL right here. Now, depending on how you have your settings set up and what sort of apps you actually have tied to your Twitter account, you're going to see this either write out as the full address, or sometimes it will shorten the URL as well. It'll compress it and it'll look like a different URL altogether. It just makes the character set longer. We use an app called Buffer, and what Buffer actually does is it shortens the URLs to websites so that we can actually have more space to put in information. So you see here, I've actually posted a link, and not too many characters left from here. So what happens then is, if I was to tweet this right now, it would show up as We Love to Read, this Twitter handle, and then it would show up as a link that's also blue. So a good example here is our good pal Mike Sevilla. He has mentioned a Twitter handle in his tweet right here, and he's using a hashtag so that that's searchable for that particular event that he is at. And then he's also listed an actual website address right here. So if I was to click this, this would actually take me to that website. If I was to click on the hashtag itself, it would show me all the use of that hashtag by the top tweeters, the all the people who have been using it, and then just the people we follow. So that is something that's really helpful for tweeting. And then the last portion here is we didn't know who this one person was right here. So we can click on their name and we can see everything about them. So we can then choose to follow them, and then their numbers just went up by 1. And we can also see all the people who follow us who are also following this account. So this is a great way to share information out to people and spread the knowledge base around. So if some of our followers didn't know Kaiser Health News, they could see our post, see that this account handle is active, and they could click on it and learn it, or they could just go to the website here when we tweet it, and they could find out about them there. So in a way, it's like free publicity. You're basically talking about another account, but you're not doing it for advertising reasons. You're just sharing this information out to everybody, and that's the crux of Twitter, is that you're able to share information, useful information, out to the people who follow you because you find value in it. So as a physician, you might want to share news resources out to your local community or the community abroad in the United States, all across the world. Anyone who's following you, you want to share information for them so they might actually find value in it as well. So that is how you mention someone's name and how you add a link to it. Now, as you can see, I talked about shortening a link. Right here is a shortened link. And if we were to click on this, it would take us to a website. And the website URL is a lot longer than just what we saw here. But there are shortening services, URL shortener services, that'll let you take a long-winded website URL. Maybe it's an article from a media source that's really long. You can go to one of these shortening URL sites and it'll actually shorten it, compress it, so that you're able to add it to your posts without using up way too many characters. Now, what they're doing right here is they have a thing called pic.twitter.com with some characters here. Now, this is the last thing I want to show you, is how to actually add a photo. Now, photos are really cool because people like to see photos. It gets a lot more interest in what you're doing, and if you're using Twitter on a mobile device, you can use your mobile device's camera to share that photo out to Twitter. So we're not going to click on the actual photo. We're going to click right off to the side here, and we're actually able to see the photo as an embedded link inside this post. That's really cool. So you can see that other people who are following this account have actually seen this as well. And when you see something that says promoted, that means it's actually been paid to become an ad in a way. So it's being promoted. They actually paid for it to be pushed out by more people. It pushed out to more people than it normally would reach. I could dismiss this and get rid of that post entirely. It works like on Facebook as well, as you can dismiss ads. But when you see photos like this, you can actually get more people to follow you because it says it's not a robot that's doing it. It actually has to be someone who creates a photo. So how do you do this? How do you add a photo to here? So what you can do is click on the camera, and you can see all the photos, whatever is on your computer. Find a photo to share, and then when you pick it, it'll show up as a link. So then you can tweet it out, or if you're using an app like Buffer or anything else that schedules tweets, you can actually send that out at a later time. But photos are really important because it shows that if you are at a live event and you're taking photos and sharing them out, it shows that you're actually there, you're participating, and that you're actively engaged with things. Why is that important for you as a physician? Well, if you are talking to other physicians and you're sharing a lot of information out through just texts and photos, people start following you and start seeing you as a media resource. They start seeing you as a voice of knowledge. And that could go a very long way because you can be actually contacted from the media, like the normal broadcast, television, radio, and other forms of of mass media to weigh in on a certain topic and give your opinion. So that's really important because you can actually give your information and talk about things that are important to you, and this is all being done through Twitter. It's actually all the information is being found on here instead of traditional ways of sending press releases and just going to events. So using Twitter and being an active person on Twitter can have some amazing opportunities for you. And adding photos and adding links and mentioning people, that just makes it even better so that you can show people that you're actively engaged in whatever topics and or discussions that you're participating in. So that's some more of the advanced ways to create some information for Twitter. You can add video as well. You just take the URL from YouTube and you're able to put it in here, and it'll actually show inside here as a small YouTube video. Video is a little bit more of a specialized thing if you're sharing somebody, video from somewhere else. But we'll actually get into that with the YouTube chapters on how to use YouTube. So, but yes, this is how you do some more advanced tweets.